Twitch, WAAANNNN, YouTube. Man, we back with another one, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got bored. I'm in the crib. I'm just like, I'm not doing nothing. Man, let's go ahead and get these reactions jumping, man. Y'all not doing shit. It's clearly why y'all here. Man, let's go ahead, tap in. Let's react to some scary videos, man. We got another reaction video from MJV Animations. I've been watching some of dude content for a while. Pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a big horror fan. I won't say I don't like scary stuff. I just don't like demonic stuff. But I'll watch a thriller. I'll watch a scary video. But man, these animations are crazy. These stories are crazy. And man, we gonna see what's on when we jump in, bro. All right, let's get it popping. First reaction, man.
It was 2019. I was a sophomore in college and did babysitting 3 to 4 nights a week as a means for paying off my car. For about a month, I had this 3-year-old boy that I'd watch once a week. The parents were soft-spoken, but friendly. They'd always leave around bedtime, so all I'd have to do is make sure the kid stayed asleep and was okay while they were gone for usually 4 to 5 hours. This night, I pulled in at 8 p.m. I said hi to the parents, who mentioned the kid was already in their room asleep. Then they thanked me and left. I never asked what they did, going out this late every week. I think they mentioned one time that they went to the city. Maybe it was like a date night or something. Anyway, I put my bag down and did a walkthrough of the house like I usually did,
Fucking
then
parents,
sat on a chair in the
vampires.
living room. They'd always say feel free to watch TV or cook dinner or whatever, but usually I just sit on my phone to pass the time, occasionally walking by the kids' room to make sure they were okay. Not even an hour in though, I got a call from the mother. I obviously answered, but I was confused when she asked if I called her just now. I said no, I was still at the house and hadn't called for anything. I guess she had gotten a call from an unsaved number, but nobody said anything when she answered. She thought maybe I'd gotten a new phone, or was using a different one or something, and the call just didn't come through correctly. I assured her we were all good here, and she said okay, and hung up. I thought nothing of it. She was probably just a concerned parent wanting to make sure everything was good. I did another check on the kid, then sat down again. About 20 minutes passed. I was still on my phone watching a video when I saw headlights shine into the front windows. The light came in through the cracks between the blinds.
Oh no.
I thought it was just a neighbor pulling into their house, but after a couple minutes of the light not shutting off, I got up and peeked out the window. There was a dark gray sedan parked right out front of the house by the curb. It was old and rusty, and the windows were blacked out. I was so focused on the car for a minute, I almost didn't even notice the guys standing a few feet from it. They were closer to the end of the driveway, standing near the sidewalk and looking up at the house I was in. I was a little concerned, but I didn't want to confront them since it wasn't even my house, so I just watched from the window. After a minute, he walked back to his car and got in. Oddly, they pulled away very slowly, like they were still focused on looking at the house.
Bro, look at this dude's head. I see why you doing weird shit. Bro was bullied his whole life. He's the victim. Hey, no bullshit. Don't dude look like Hank Hill from Boo. Lady Bird. My bad, y'all. Let's get back into the video, man.
I watched as their headlights went down the road, cutting in and out of the trees.
Getting stalked by
But
Hank
then
Hill
they
is
stopped
crazy
again.
work.
I could see the light between the trees staying still, far down the road. Then it shut off, like they had parked and got out. Maybe it was someone visiting a neighbor and they were trying to find the address numbers and got mixed up somehow.
Ain't no way.
Feeling like it was a little strange, I stayed by the window for a good 5 minutes, but I never saw the man come back down to the house, so I figured it was probably just a weird coincidence. I went back to the chair in the living room. I did think about texting the parents, but didn't want to worry them about something that was likely nothing. Plus, it probably wouldn't have made a difference to anything anyways. I decided to turn the TV on, keeping it on low volume so I didn't wake up the kid. A few minutes in, I went to open the blinds as well because I found myself still thinking about it. A whole hour and a half passed, or maybe even 2 hours. Nothing really happened during that time. I just waited, and I could tell I was half asleep. Like I was still awake, but just fully spaced out, and my eyes partially open. But through my less than aware state I was in, I randomly heard a light thump. It didn't fully wake me until I heard it again. My eyes opened wider, and I got up. I wasn't sure what it was, but I wanted to check on the kid first, so I started walking to the stairs. But when I passed through the hallway, I heard it again and saw something in the corner of my eye. I turned my head. There was someone outside the back door,
Oh
pulling on the
no.
handle and
Get the
looking
switch.
right at me. Once he saw me looking at him, he started.
Bruh, if that was me, hollows going through the door. I'm sorry. 762 is going through the door. I gotta lay you down, bro. You breaking in, bro. I'm sorry. Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh. I gotta lay you down. I'm sorry. Don't do the crime if you don't want bullets in your spine. Pause.
Started pulling on the handle even harder, trying to brute force it open. My adrenaline kicked in, and I sprinted up the stairs. I went in the room and got the kid, trying to keep them calm. As I was up there, the thumps got louder, like now he was using something to rip open the
Damn.
door. With the kid in my arms, I hurried down the stairs. When I got to the
This shit
bottom,
is
there was
personal.
one more sound. It sounded like cracking plastic and metal. I went back into the hallway toward the front door, but I saw the back door was open and the man was rushing inside. He had regular casual clothes on and dark hair. That was all I saw before I noticed a knife in his hand. He didn't hesitate to start running at me.
Whoa.
I rushed out the front door, getting into my car and backing out just as he got up to my window.
Damn, she
I
must got to
drove to a
push to
safe place
start.
and called 911 and the parents. Of course, he was gone before anyone got there. The way I see it, I think the man was going to threaten me with the knife, or even harm me, so he could kidnap the kid. That's what it felt like was going to happen. But how'd he know the parents would be away? And why kidnap this kid specifically? What's weird is after all of it, the parents stopped talking to me and never hired me again. They thanked me on the night of the incident, but then went radio silent. It was like they didn't want me to find anything out about what happened. I did my own research, but didn't find much. Only thing I found out was that the mother had been married before to a man that looked somewhat similar to the guy I saw. No way to know for sure though. I'm
Hey,
just speculating.
yo.
It's been years now, so I don't think we'll be getting any answers.
Wait a second. So are you telling me that the mom had a kid with the dude, probably took the kid, started a new life with somebody else, and bro was coming back to get his kid? I told bro, I said, bro, he's the victim, bro. Hey, man, say, look, man, when you start paying attention, bro, man, I knew something was weird, man. She took the kid and left, started a whole new life. Bro was just trying to get his son back, bro. Bro was trying to be a good father. And she took that man kid, man. Crazy work. Alright, bro. Let's dive into the second video, man. This is getting crazy. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's down.
This was last year during a solo road trip I was taking from Wisconsin to Montana. Most of the roads there are basically barren, aside from the first hour and the last hour. Everything else is forest or open fields, maybe some small mountains too, once I got further west. Anyway, because of how I had everything scheduled, I was going to be driving through the night and most of the day, rather than taking up 2 full days of driving and having to spend on an extra hotel in between. I knew it would still be tough, but I thought it was worth it. I started the drive at 7 p.m. I double-checked I had everything packed into my car and had my snacks and stuff in the front seat with me. Then I headed onto the road. First hour was through the city and small towns, but then it was open road from there. Barely any cars, and not many places to stop, aside from a gas station every 15-ish miles. By hour 2, I'd only used up a third of my gas tank, but with the gas stations seeming to get further and fewer between, I figured I'd top off before entering the really rural section of the drive. It took 20 minutes before I finally found a station to stop at. Nobody else was there. It was just some really small place with 4 gas pumps. The convenience store wasn't even open. I pulled in and parked next to a pump, getting out and starting to pump the gas. I don't know if it was because the place was older, or maybe hadn't been filled up in a while, but the gas was coming out really slow, like almost a whole minute just for 1 gallon to come out. I leaned up against my car and just waited. That's about when another car came down the road. The speed limit was 55, but it looked like they were only going 20 or 30, initially passing the gas station, but then slowing down and backing up. That was strange, and honestly a bit dangerous on a single road like that in the middle of the night.
Get the
But they
switch.
backed up to the entrance and pulled into the station, parking at the pump right behind me. I figured they just missed the entrance and really needed gas.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit kind of weird, bro. I don't know if it's y'all, but I feel like, say, we got like 10 plus pumps at the gas station, bro, and I'm at number 1 and you decide to go at number 2, bro. I'ma just think it's weird, bro. I'm gonna be like, bro, you couldn't pick any other pump? Like, you had to come to the one right next to mine? No, sir. Get the switch. Not finna play with you, boy. Get the switch.
I stayed looking forward at my pump as I heard someone get out and walk to the side of their car. But after a minute of not hearing them starting to pump the gas, or even move at all, I glanced over to see what they were doing. The man was wearing a gray flannel and black jeans and was relatively tall, and he was staring at me. Like when I looked over, he was already looking at me. I awkwardly smiled and nodded, then looked away again. I couldn't help but feel like he was still looking at me though. After a good 10 seconds, I finally heard him grab the pump and put it in his car. I felt relief, like maybe he was just getting
Bro,
gas,
what?
and I was overthinking it.
I'm sorry, bro. I ain't trying to do too much pausing, but you telling me you see, we all see what this dude look like, right? You could tell, like, obviously something is wrong with bro. Your eyes is bloodshot red, bro. You look like you ain't been getting no sleep. You staring at me. You taking too long to pump your gas. Bruh, if that was me, And I'm pumping my gas, bro. I'm not turning my back. I'm watching you the whole time I'm pumping my gas, bro. You're not finna be able to do anything crazy. I'm not giving you the opportunity, bro. If that was me, bro, how low's going through the front door, bro? 762 is going through your car door, bro. I'm sorry. Hey, man. We gotta make it back home, bro.
I was out there for another minute before deciding I'd waited enough and just took the pump out and locked up my gas cap. When I did, I saw the man looking at me again. His eyes were so dull and heavy, like he was tired, but chugged caffeine or something. I got in and pulled back onto the road. Weird guy, I thought, but I didn't put too much weight on it. At some point during the next 3 hours of the drive, it started raining. I'd now been driving for 5 hours total, and it was just past midnight.
Bro, where
The
the
rain
hell
made
is
me
you
feel like I had to
going?
pay more attention to the road,
Texas?
which in turn made the drive more exhausting and tiring. I tried opening an energy drink and snacking, but it really didn't help all that much. By 1 a.m., I just needed a break. My gas was starting to run low too. I drove down the long barren road until finally there was a gas station to pull off at. It looked pretty run down and was just as empty as the last one, but still had lights on and everything.
Bro still
I
had
pulled in and filled
3/4
up my
left in the
tank,
tank.
then pulled into the side of the small building and parked in one of the spaces. I looked up the weather to see how long the rain would last, and I looked up any nearby towns, but there were none. It looked like I was basically right in the middle of nothing. I ended up deciding I was good to take a 30-minute nap just to refresh myself, and hopefully the rain would slow down too. I leaned back and fell asleep. When I woke up, rain was still slapping against the roof, and my alarm hadn't gone off yet. It had only been about 25 minutes. I sat up and looked out the windshield. The whole place was quiet, but there was a car at one of the pumps. I leaned forward and looked
No,
closer.
bro.
It was the same one from the other stop. I was almost sure of it. Either this was a really big coincidence, or something was wrong. Even more odd, the guy wasn't anywhere I could see. Not in his...
Look, man. I want to give bro the benefit of the doubt. All right. Dude just said he was driving for 3 hours. Y'all could possibly be going the same way. I mean, hey, if y'all both driving for 3 hours, I know hey, bro, that's the only gas station. Maybe he end up finding that one just like you did, bro. Like, shit, fuck, I need some gas. But at the same time, you just wake up. I don't know if he just pulled up, but he ain't getting out the car, bro. He ain't popping no gas. I mean, he ain't pumping no gas. So I don't know. I wanted to give bro the benefit of the doubt, but like, all right, bro. Y'all both pulled up to the same gas station, 3 hours driving. Maybe, hey man, maybe that was the only one. You just said you in the middle of nowhere. You just said you in the middle of nowhere. No place to be found, nothing. Why? What's up, Kenley? Hey, hey, say, we've been watching some crazy videos. We're watching MJV animations. We watching some scary videos, some scary stories, but it's animated. You know, something slight for the first part. I ain't gonna lie, this one crazy. This one is crazy. So far what you missed is this guy, I don't know if he's on a road trip. I don't know if he's going home. I don't know what he's doing. But he went to a gas station in the middle of nowhere, pumping his gas. A random car pull up. Guy gets out his car and he's just staring at him. His eyes like super low, bloodshot red. Look like dude ain't been getting no sleep. And he just staring at him. while he's pumping his gas. Then the guy finally decides to start putting gas in his car. And our traveler here, he leaves, gets back on the road for 3 hours. So he been driving for 5 hours total. Goes back, finds another gas station, but this time he not pumping gas. He finna take a nap. He finna take a break because it's raining outside. He take a nap for 25 minutes. He wakes up. The same car that he just seen 3 hours ago at the last gas station is at this gas station that he's at when he wakes up. But the dude is still in his car. He never got out of his car. He never pumped gas, nothing. He's just sitting in his car. So that's where we at right now, to get you caught up, so you can kind of get a gist of what's going on. I told everybody, if that was me, hollows going through your car door, bro. We not playing with you. We not doing that. We gotta lay you down. But say, y'all, we got Kenley caught up. Let's get back to this reaction.
His car or outside. I felt my face start to go pale. Where the hell was this guy? There was nowhere else at this empty gas station that man could possibly be at. Whatever this was, I didn't want to stay to find out. I turned on the car and put it in reverse. But when I looked in my mirror as I backed out, I saw him, not behind my car. He was in my back seat, eyes piercing through the dark at me.
Yo!
I jolted forward and kicked my door open, jumping onto the pavement. The car was still in reverse, so it was slowly backing up.
Bro, how did he get in his car?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. How did he get in the whip? You know what? You know what, bro? I don't know about y'all, but I'm a type of person, even when I'm in a deep sleep, if I feel anything or hear anything, bro, I wake up instantly. He said he set an alarm for 30 minutes, but he only had slept for 25. So maybe the guy got into the car. I don't know how he got in the car, because he has a 2-door coupe, which means you have to open the door and pull the seat forward just for you to get back in the car. So I don't know how he got in this man's car, but maybe that's what probably woke him up, and the guy was just laying in the back. I don't know. But bro, that's scary. If that was me, man, Hollow's going in the back seat, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. 762's going through the back seat. All right, y'all, let's get back to the video, man.
I ran into the woods, then watched as my car continued to roll back for a while, then suddenly stopped. A second later, he drove away, leaving me stranded at some unknown gas station in the middle of nowhere. It was then I realized my phone was still on the dashboard.
No.
I stood there in shock for a minute,
he got all
standing
your
in the
information
rain and taking in the reality of the situation. Then I looked over at the car. He just left his own car. I walked over and found the door to be unlocked,
dead body in that
keys
car
in the ignition, and random groceries in the back seat. And by some odd chance, I found the phone laying on the floor by the passenger seat. It was locked, but I was still able to call 911 on the lock screen. I didn't realize it at the time. I guess I thought whoever stole my vehicle was just stupid and left everything behind. But this car wasn't theirs.
Man,
it was
check
also
the trunk.
stolen. Everything in it was from someone else that the man had done the same thing to as he did to me. Though from what I heard, they weren't as lucky to get out completely unharmed. When talking with investigators, they seemed to think the man didn't sneak into my back seat and let me start leaving for no reason. Likely, he was going to wait until we were on the road to reveal himself, and who knows why he would want me hostage or what he planned to do. He was never found, and neither was my car.
What would y'all do in that situation, man? Like on some real shit. Not even trying to be funny. What would y'all do? Like, you literally stop in the middle of nowhere because the weather is bad, bro. You take a nap in your car and you finna drive off because you see the guy that's been following you or whatever. You finna leave just to realize he's in the back seat. And we still don't know how he got in the car. Cause ain't no way this dude, I will hope not, is dumb enough to go to sleep in the middle of nowhere and not lock his car doors, bro. That doesn't make sense. I don't know, man. That's scary. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Man, let's dive into this next video, man. Like I said, this shit getting crazy. Each video is getting more bizarre than the last one. Let's react to the next video, man.
This was in 2015.
Oh
I had
shit.
taken a road trip to a forest
Might
a
be
few
based on a
hours from
real
me.
true story.
There was a hike up to an abandoned fire lookout that I was really excited to explore. I should mention it was technically illegal to go inside it or camp in it, as it
Oh, so
wasn't
you
kept
already
up with and
trespassing.
could be structurally unstable. I'd done some research online though, and most people said that it seemed okay, but the last post I could find about it was 3 years ago, so I really didn't know what I'd find when I got up there. Anyway, I found a small ditch on the
Pete,
side
he
of the
said he
road
wasn't
that I
supposed to
could
be
park
there.
in. Then I got out my backpack with 2 days worth of gear and started the hike. With trips like this, there aren't usually defined paths to get there, so I used a handheld satellite GPS that allowed me to make sure I was going the right way. But really, the whole time, I was just cutting through unknown terrain in the woods. The hike from the road was about 4 to 5 hours. The further in I got, the more dense and rough the terrain got. I was really banking on the fire lookout to still be intact and good enough for me to camp out in, but I guess if not, then I was just gonna have to find somewhere else nearby to set up my tent and sleep at. After the pretty tiring several hours of hiking through the woods, I finally got there. I could see the building peeking out above the trees, and when I got closer, it actually looked decently in shape. The paint was worn off, of course, but it seemed to be holding up well. I
Tripping,
gave
bro.
the
They just
support
be
beams a
doing
few
shit.
pushes, and they were really solid, so I tried my luck climbing up the
5
ladder.
hour hike, crazy.
It was
work.
metal and felt sturdy, but still creaked with every step up. When I got to the top, I was in awe for a moment at the views. I could see basically the entire forest. There were no buildings or roads or houses for miles in all directions.
Why would you want to be
It was
in
just the
something
woods.
like that?
After taking in the view,
Well,
I
you
went
are
around the
miles
ledge
and
and
miles
inside the
away from
lookout.
help.
It was really small, not like one of those big ones that you see get turned into Airbnbs or whatever. This was just one room, maybe 150 square feet. It had a decaying bed in
Who the fuck was sleeping in that? Nigga that broke the bread. Nigga broke the bed frame. Who the fuck was sleeping in the bed? What y'all ladies be saying? I'm talking about in it. Who the fuck was in the bed? I'm talking about whatever couple was in there. He putting in straight work. He was put out through the frame. Look, bro, look at the dead. Who the fuck was in this bed? Nigga done split the headboard. I'm talking about ultimate missionary shots. I'm talking about put her head through, bro. Look. I'm talking about got shit stains on the bed. Man. You know what they was doing. Y'all know exactly what they was doing. Ooh-wee. Y'all know exactly what they was doing. Nigga said if that was me, man, Hollow's going through the bed, man. 762's going through the bed, bro. Hell nah, bro. All right, let's get back to the video, man. This is crazy.
The corner and an old wooden desk in the other corner, with rotting windows spanning the entire wall. There wasn't too much else to look at in there, so I put my bag down and rolled out my mattress and sleeping bag, then heated up a meal on my mini camping stove. Once the sun was setting, I walked out to the ledge and watched it.
A bunch of bullshit.
It was by far one of the best views I'd ever seen. I felt like it went by quick though, and then it was just darkness. It was cloudy out too, so no moonlight or stars were lighting up the sky. With nothing else to do though, I stayed sitting out on the ledge for a while. It was probably an hour into the night when I saw something below me. There was a light moving around in the trees. What was strange about it though was it wasn't like an artificial light. It had this orangish hue and was kind of flickering, kind of like a campfire would, which led me to believe it was a torch. It was moving between the trees in the forest, not too far from where I was. The chances of someone else being out here at the same time as me in such a remote part of the woods were really slim, given there wasn't even a trail to get here. Also, traveling around at night without a normal flashlight and using a torch was pretty odd. I watched as the light moved under the trees for a while. Then it went behind something where I could no longer see it. For the next 30 minutes, I never saw it appear again. I still stayed out on the ledge though, taking in the calmness and quietness of the night. Eventually, the wind...
Bro, I don't understand people. Why when you sense something is wrong, you just go back to like, ain't shit happened. He literally saying all the like, this is weird for somebody to be out here when I'm out here. This is weird to not be using a regular light and you using a fucking torch. This is weird. Well, I'ma still chill outside. You know, everything cool. Like, bro, what? Bro, man, look, if it was me, man, Hollow's going through the forest, bro. 762's going through the forest. Cause why? No, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you pointed out all the obvious shit that can go wrong, all the stuff that is wrong, and you just like, I'm just finna chill here and relax. It's cool.
Started to make it a bit cold, so I stood up to take in one last view before heading inside. When I looked below the ledge though, someone was there. They were standing at the bottom in the grassy area between the fire lookout and the woods.
Bro,
it looked like they were looking directly up at me.
Bro, on that shit.
Maybe it was the person with the light I saw earlier.
Hello?
I called out. I didn't know what else to say. They didn't move or say anything back to me. It was just this strange 10 or 15 seconds of looking at each other.
First off, you rude as fuck. Let's nip that in the bud right there. You rude as hell. I say hello and you don't respond? You got your hands up like what? Like, bro, if it was me, bro, holla. Bro, that's weird, bro. That's just weird. And he's just staring at him. You don't feel like nothing is wrong with this situation. Like you just yeah, like you don't feel like nothing is wrong. Like, bro, alright.
Before they lifted up their hand, like in an acknowledging way or apologizing. Then they turned around and walked into the woods, still with no light on.
Bruh.
Obviously, that was incredibly creepy and eerie, but for some reason in the moment, I felt so sure that it was just another hiker wanting to stay on the lookout. It was
Bruh,
probably
he
just
did it
looking up, trying to see if
again.
anyone was inside already. Why he hesitated to respond and only lifted his hand up, I don't know. I stayed outside for a little longer, but not seeing anything else, I went inside and got my sleeping bag to warm up.
Ain't no way.
It was a little
bruh.
bit hard to fall asleep because of the wind hitting the windows and the wooden beams creaking under me, but eventually I did manage to pass out. It's hard to really know how much time passed, but when I woke up, the wind had settled down and it was still very dark outside. I opened my eyes, wondering why I was suddenly awake, but then I heard a familiar sound. The soft metal creak of the ladder outside. I sat up, thinking I must be mistaken, but then I heard it again and again. Someone was climbing up the
Bruh,
ladder.
get your
I couldn't
ass
tell how far
up.
up or down they were. I could just hear the hinges at the top of the ladder creak with every step up they
Fuck
took.
no.
Outside the windows, though, it was completely dark. I unzipped my sleeping bag and got up, heart racing as I grabbed my backpack and walked onto the ledge. During the 20 or so seconds that it took to get up, the creaking got louder and faster, like they were hurrying, before it suddenly stopped just as I made it out to the ledge. I stood in place for a moment, waiting for another sound. Then I slowly walked around the walkway and peered around the corner at the opening to the ladder. No one was there. I carefully walked closer and felt my heart rate increasing
Bruh,
as I leaned
hold the fuck on. Are you telling me you slept with the door open? Nigga, bro, I be telling y'all, people are weird, bro. You talking about all the weird shit he was doing, bro? You're weird. Bro, what? Bruh, this dude literally, named out all the weird stuff that was going on and still decided to go to sleep with the door open, knowing that anybody could climb up them stairs at any time. Bruh, some shit just don't make sense, man. Cause if that was me, bro, Bullet's going out the front door, man. Hollow's going out the front door. 762's going out the front door, bro. Cause it's no way. I thought I was tripping. That just, man, that just don't make sense, bro. Yo. Hold on, y'all. Make sure my. Yo. All right, everybody can hear me? All right, I just want to make sure I wasn't yelling in y'all ears because this shit is crazy. But these are the type of reactions y'all gonna get from me when people doing dumb shit like that, bro. That just don't make no sense. All right, bro. Let's get back to the video, man.
And looked down. Nobody was on the ladder. I was just in shock for a second, confused and scared and unsure what the hell was going on. Then, a sudden sequence of footsteps came rushing around the wooden walkway behind me. I only caught a glimpse of their dark figure running between the windows on the other side. I didn't hesitate to lower myself onto the ladder and hurry down. It was terrifying, trying to climb down the slippery metal ladder as my whole body was shaking from the adrenaline rush, with someone chasing right above me. I got halfway down before I saw their head peer out from above. I didn't stop until I got to the bottom and into the woods.
Why are you
Honestly,
not running?
I don't know why I even grabbed my backpack when I got up to see what was going on, but it was the best decision I ever made. Maybe even saved my life. With my flashlight and GPS on me, I was able to hike.
Bro, are y'all not seeing this shit? Bro, dude is the most calmest dude, man. So you see the dude looking at you. You know it ain't shit for him to just climb down those steps. He get off like his life is in danger. As soon as he get on the ground, bro, casually walking. Bro, you want to get murdered. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Bro, am I tripping? Like I'm like, bro, I feel like you fucking with me at this point. Like, bro. He just, my life is in danger. Shit, I'm glad I got out of there. Like, nigga, this bitch casually strolling in the woods like dudes is not right behind him. Man, what? Yeah, all right. Because if it was me, man, y'all know the slogan, man. Man, Kenley, type the slogan in the chat right quick, man. If it was me, that's all I need. If it was me, hey, man. Oh, man. Crazy word. Hollows. Hollows. 762s. Gotta lay you down. I'm sorry. I gotta lay you down, big brother. I'm sorry.
My way out of there and back to my car.
Damn, bro, got a nice truck.
Know, I wasn't followed. I drove away and never looked back.
Bro, look at the distance.
Have you ever heard content creators say, comment the word burgers below, and I'll send you over something for free. And then when you comment the word burgers, you instantly receive a...
I was camping at a small lake for the weekend. Really, this wasn't supposed to be anything special. Just a few days in the woods.
Bro, what's up with all these niggas taking trips? Bro, that's 3 videos back to back. Somebody's taking a trip somewhere. Bro, stay y'all ass at home. Like, stop leaving. Like, god damn. Man, like shit. This is another camper trip. Wow. I don't do camping at all. And this is a prime example. This is a prime example on why I don't do camping. Motherfuckers just, bro, it just don't make sense. It just don't make sense why people just, all right.
Woods by the water to relax and nothing more. The first day was exactly that. I got there, set up camp, and chilled for the whole day and night. This was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It had a thin footpath leading to it, but it wasn't marked on any maps online or anything, so only locals would probably know about it. My dad used to take me here when I was a kid. In all my years going out to that spot, both as a kid with my dad and as an adult by myself, never once was anyone else here. Honestly, there was never even any signs of anyone else ever having been there. Anyway, on my second day, I spent my time walking around the water and I guess just thinking to myself, I must have circled the lake 3 or 4 times. During those hours of walking, everything was quiet and nice. But then, on one of my laps around the lake, I happened to spot some footprints in the dirt, just on the edge of the tree line. I had been walking the same circle over and over, and never saw them before. Where they were, it was so...
First off, who the fuck is just walking barefoot in the woods? That's clue number 1, bruh. You don't give a fuck about your feet. I know you're dangerous. You don't care. You stepping on rocks, twigs, snails. You don't care. Like, bruh, what? And then you next to my shit? I'm leaving. Because if that was me, bro, Hollow's going through the tent. 762's going through the tent, bro. I gotta make it back home. I'm sorry. Judge me later.
So clear and obvious, I don't think I would have missed them. They also looked pretty new, and what was really strange was not only that the footprints meant somebody else was out here, but that they were literal footprints. Like barefoot, not shoe prints. The part of the lake I was at didn't even have any easy access to the water, so it's not like they took their boots off before going for a swim, not to mention I would have seen them in the lake. Seeing this really creeped me out for some reason. Why didn't I see them nearby while I was walking around? Were they watching me and didn't want me to see them? It was hard not to get paranoid about it. From what I was able to see, it looked like the footprints went up to the tree line looking out at the lake, then right back into the woods, where it seemed to go straight back for a while.
Right, follow him.
I didn't want to follow
death.
them into that unknown territory of the forest, so I just walked back to my campsite. I kept looking out to the lake, or I guess the tree line around the lake, seeing if anyone was out there. I never saw anyone. As the sun started to come down, the paranoia started to build up again. Something about the
My bad, y'all. I hate to be the one to keep pausing videos, but shit like this really be pissing me off. Cause why is every time when somebody sense something is wrong, they don't leave? This man been here all day. Now he in the tent tripping. Like, now this man paranoid. But you been peep earlier. Why didn't you just go home? Why didn't you leave? You already saying shit is weird, bro. Why are you still there? Now look at you tweaking. And you got no blick on you. Cause if it was me, man, y'all know the rest, bro. Y'all know the rest. Dude pissing me off, man.
Footprints just felt off, and knowing that they were likely still nearby, it wasn't a comforting feeling. When it got darker, I fueled up my campfire with a good supply of wood and sat around it. I did whatever I could to keep my mind off of it, but it was pretty difficult. Part of me felt justified in feeling uneasy, and another part of me felt like I was overreacting for no reason. But not too far into the night, I heard footsteps approaching from the trees.
I'm gone.
I instantly turned and faced the darkness they were coming from. There were more than one. It sounded like 2 people, slowly walking closer to my campsite. I stared in their direction until they suddenly came into the light. It was a man and a woman walking next to each other and stopping just at the edge of where the light from the fire could reach.
What the fuck is that?
I couldn't see much of their faces, or really anything more than their basic shape.
Damn,
I couldn't even tell how old or young they were.
Yams.
"Can I help you?" As soon as I said that, the woman turned and sprinted back into the woods, completely disappearing. But the man stayed where he was. He didn't move or even look back at the woman. It was about then that I looked down and realized he wasn't wearing any shoes. These were definitely the ones who were out by the lake. I asked again if I could help him, but then he too turned around and quietly walked back into the woods.
Oh, hell no.
I pretty much had an internal freakout after that. That was the most unsettling and strange encounter I'd ever had, almost not even feeling real. I didn't want to be in those woods for another second. I immediately started to pack my things. I'm not the kind of person to stick around when things get sketchy. Thankfully, my setup was easy to put up and take down, so I had everything tied down in my bag and ready to go within a few minutes. I didn't know where they went, but I didn't want to still be here if they came back. I kicked out all the unlit logs from the fire, so it would burn out soon after I left. Then I hurried into the woods. The walk was nearly 2 hours. For the first 10 minutes, I was really on edge, unsure if I was being followed, but
So you telling me you went somewhere where it's a 2-hour walk? So if you was in some real trouble, you pretty much fucked, is what I'm hearing. Bro, what? He got a 2-hour walk through the woods. And them people could be anywhere watching him right now. As they already peeped, bro, took his shit down, everything. He got a 2-hour walk. See if he makes that 2-hour walk. Because if it was me, man, Hollow's going through the woods.
Further away I got, the better I felt. It was about 40 minutes into the walk. The whole woods was silent, not even any crickets or anything, when I suddenly heard running footsteps nearby. It was in the distance, maybe 100 feet from me, and it was definitely a person. I couldn't see anything though, so I had to just keep walking. Only a few minutes later, I heard it again, this time on the other side of me. The footsteps seemed quieter than they should have been, too, which led me to believe that they were running barefoot, and that it was the same two I'd seen at the lake. If they'd been stalking me this far into the woods, who knows what they were trying to do. For a while, I'd keep hearing running footsteps in the distance, just short bursts, like they were quietly stalking me, and then suddenly sprinting away. I can't think of anything that would have been more terrifying than that walk through the woods. Somehow, though, I made it back to my truck. I was able to make it out of there.
Look at this nigga truck.
I wish I had more to say, or that I figured out who that man and woman were, or what they were doing out there. But I have nothing. Maybe I'm insane, but sometimes I wonder if they were even alive or not. I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to. I never went back.
Like I said, bro, we get in too many situations to where we're comfortable and we not leaving. Like, y'all doing too much of, I'ma just sit around and chill for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But say y'all, hey man, we gonna end the video right here. Cause I need some time to process. For real. Cause I'm over here, I'm on edge, bro. Cause I'm just like, it's just no way. Every scenario when they peeping out what's wrong, and they know something is wrong and they're telling us that something is wrong and they just chilling. Like, they just don't care. Like, they just, all right, cool, whatever, it'll pass. Like, nah, bro, I would have been left. Every scenario, I'm like, all right, I'm not finna wait till shit get bad and be like, oh, I should have left. No, as soon as I see something is wrong, I'm going. Because if I'm not leaving, bro, Hollow's going through the front door, bro. 762 is going through the front door. Because there's no way I'm just, nah, bro. We got to make it back home. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate y'all coming in and, you know, commenting, you know, liking the content, you know, being active and stuff, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, man, I'm trying to get better at the streaming, giving y'all some good quality content. And I just appreciate all the love and support, man. Like I said, I hope we're able to, you know, build these channels up and we're able to grow together, man. And hopefully, you know, keep dropping out some good stuff for y'all, man. You know, we're not gonna just be doing reaction videos. We gonna live stream games, man. We gonna vlog. I'm gonna take y'all everywhere I'm going, man. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the love, man. Until next time, WAAANNNN.